Okay, so we got step one. So we've already done the kind of the blog. I looked at it, I think last night. I didn't really see anything on it yet, right? So first thing is, what's the task? You guys need to identify the task, write it on here, write it somewhere, what you have to do, what you're being assessed on. The key is you need to make sure that it's production package. This is promoting this star image. You got to kind of think about how you're promoting this band. That is the key of this. If you lose sight of that, then you don't look at all three of these products as being one thing that works together. Okay, so just make sure you're aware of that. Like on the blog post, that it's not just the music video, it's the whole package, the poster and everything else. Okay, how are you promoting? It's that advertising element of it. So in that regard, think about the layout and design of your blog, of the links that your production company. Elephant is in a way a production company or the music production company for the singer.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to think about also which one you do. What is the actual name you have to give this person? Okay, because we're not using Molly Body Park, we're not using whatever it is. You think about a name that is embracing that, so you can throw around names. At this stage, it's not that important, but at least you
Band name.
Yeah, if you're going to do a band or an individual name, it's about creating that identity. Okay, and that identity comes through everything they do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So you're aware of that. So identity, and you're promoting them. Okay. What's the time frame? So we got a couple months. What's the equipment? So you guys obviously have, talk about some of the things that you have at your resources that you're good at. So you've got Final Cut 10. You get the Adobe stuff in here. You got Steadicams. You got your SLR cameras. You got your, go through some of those things. It's a good idea to look at what you've done and assess the skills that you've done and what skills you have, what things you know. So just the top of my head, looking at your stuff from last year, you're good at holding the camera steady. You're good at the different establishing mise en scène, right? You're good at using close-ups. You've got that kind of indie vibe, right? So these are things that kind of still keep. I'm not saying you can't leave that. Does that. But look at the stuff there and what you learned from that experience. A couple of notes, because I'm just me looking at it. You were able to organize a group of a lot of people. At your age, that's a big skill. So you're able to organize at least 4 singers. And then you got all these other extras, which shows that you can do that if you wanted to. Okay, the lip singing wasn't great in that, right? I think you probably need some convincing singers, right? But that's, I think, something that you probably want to get someone that's quite skilled in that.
Yeah.
So that's got that power, that pizzazz. You know from looking at things, if you get someone that's got a look, you know what, this person can make an A or B or C, whatever, right? And be demanding of your actors and stuff like that as you guys. You need to be like, no, let's do it again. It's not suitable. No, it's not again. Last year, that one that the girl crying that we always see her. I said to her, they said to me, "Oh, we're gonna have. What do you think about having Emily from our class?" I was like, "No," because I was like, she's not going to be convincing. So what they did is they wanted to prove me wrong. They filmed her. They did a test shot, and they did prove me a little bit wrong because I thought she doesn't do a great job, but she does an alright job. She does a proficient job, which is what they did.
Yeah. So
you can do some of these test runs with people, couldn't you? Right? So think about that. Look, evaluating what you've done, collate your skills that you have, because you've got a lot of skills that you can draw upon, and don't lose sight of those things. Okay? Take the points of what you can do to improve further. So that's the first thing. Now, research and consider products. So have you guys decided a song yet?
we think it's The Lonely Boy, but we're still debating You Can Call Me Out.
Okay. We're thinking more, so let's look at some of the skills you've got. So with your task, you did all performance. So you've got skills in lighting. The darkness of that maybe not transpire into that lonely boy. Maybe a little bit. Spotlights and stuff like that. The one that you did, just trying to think, a second here. So the black and white effect, so yours have more of a narrative. So think about that when you're selecting this song. You know, Lonely Boy.
We thought that with You Can Call Me Out, it can only go down like a comedic route almost, but Lonely Boy could go either way. Like, we want it to go down a comedic route. However, it could go down quite like a serious route if we needed it to.
Well, you can obviously talk about your ideas, right? Think about, there's a list, I can't find it. I did like 10 points or things to consider when you pick a song. So I know off the top of my head, you gotta look at kind of your resources you have. So you can't have big flames and things. Like there's a couple of great music videos, like just like a skateboard going down this big road. You know, we don't have a tracking device that goes on a car.
Yeah.
Right? Location, time of year, and things to consider.
Yeah.
Who you actually actor and actress are. You know, how many people are you good at organizing a group or not? These are things to consider. What is you know, do you have certain things in your life you need to also do? Right? So thinking about what is actually doable. Okay?
Yeah, that's why we were going to go for songs like Be My Baby or Jolene, but we feel like that's too much of a production to be able to like commit to.
Yeah, the production, yeah. So if you think about last year as well, you kept most of it in the confines of the room.
Yeah.
And it took you a long time to go out and film the outside stuff.
Yeah.
Because you had to coordinate with Rosie, you had the other actor that kind of you didn't like, or if it fell through with her, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Then you guys had to get all three of you together, and then get all those props you have to order. So thinking about that, something in a kind of enclosed setting that you can do day or night, anytime, makes it easier to manage, manageable.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's limiting, because I think you two can stretch yourself and do some things outside, right? But thinking about time as well, and location and stuff, because in the day we have to get these things done. We can't just drag. Okay? So whatever, you know, go through what the skills you are, look at what you have, think about the two songs, drink some general ideas you might have.
Yeah, we were going to do like a little mood board of each, see what
cool.
comes up as
Put that all on the blog, everything you do each day, photos, any commentaries, thoughts that come to your head, notes, whatever. Okay, put it all up on the blogs, put this up on the blog, everything. Any discussion, you can record yourself talking, put it up on SoundCloud, put it up on the blog. Okay, anything that's evidence of you doing work, put it up there, okay? But get the two ideas. If you want to, when we do after Christmas, you're going to present your idea. Think about, you could have two ideas. You could have two treatments and see what people say. All right? But by end of that, you need to probably, that first week, you need to make a decision.
Yeah.
So you can kind of get a couple of ideas, ask some people, ask me, get some feedback, how it works. Do you have any initial ideas yet, or?
We sort of do, but we don't know whether it's too much.
Okay,
really.
so what are the two?
For the Lonely Boy one, we had this idea of, we had this idea of like grandmas.
Yeah.
We spoke
Didn't we
about
talk about
that.
it?
And then for the Lonely Boy idea, we had that idea of like the young boy.
So I think the young boy, you've got kind of, are you thinking in one of your sevens?
Yeah.
Doing what?
I don't know yet.
I don't really know, just like singing it, like in as if he's an adult, like doing adult things, but just a young boy doing it.
Okay. I mean, I think if you use, for example, if you use that kid from the year 7 group that did that video that we loved, I think he's obviously got a lot of star quality money. That's just my opinion. The first bit comes up, and you just patiently pay him in chocolate. He would, really.
Yeah.
And he would memorize the song, he would do this and do that. Yeah. But he's got commitment, you got to find out what the commitments are he has.
Yeah.
I think casting call, the grandma, whatever, is an idea that's very original. We're both very original. I like how you're switching between.
Last year we did something so serious. It was like
we
really.
want to do something fun.
We wanted something a bit more like upbeat. Because there's a bit more freedom in terms of like genre as well, and in terms of like what we can do cinematography wise, lighting wise. There's not such like set rules, whereas like what we went on last year.
Well, these are things to consider when you do
lot.
in the exam, part 1B, when you get asked about, or even if you reflect on this and you reflect on your own coursework for A4, because both those ideas are very postmodern. You can talk about some of that stuff you can analyze some of this stuff for postmodern part of the exam. And when you talk about your second work, which is how you develop from ASA2, essentially what you said, you expand on.
Yeah.
So, I think both ideas are quite good. Have you looked to see what kind of casting call provides as far as?
We looked
for the old
grandma.
women, and
It's so
there's a
great.
good quality out there that is really good.
Do they have
There's not
show reels?
loads. There's not loads.
Yeah, we saw one.
One of them was in an advert.
Was
it
Go Compare?
Go Compare advert.
Do we have?
YouTube doesn't
YouTube doesn't work.
Okay, just pause there. Let's go.